I was reading around that some people think that the wedding between Britney and Sam were rushed, and that Britney's wedding dress was made without Sam knowing. If you've ever shopped for a wedding dress, you know you have to try them on. And they measure everything to a T. So to debunk those, I have a bunch of articles that I found that you guys can read. So this is telling why Britney Spears and Donatella Versace were hanging out. Pause to read. Here's even some screenshots from Britney's Instagram. I'm pretty sure that Britney would want to sit down and talk about the things she wanted and she didn't wanted, what type of fabric she wanted, what coloring she wanted, etc., etc. So I think I've debunked that theory. But I'm going to just put up another post now when Versace actually went to her wedding. Sorry guys, I accidentally forgot to attach a rest of the article after the pictures from Britney's Instagram. So this will continue on the last article from the video before. So basically, just to round up that article, they're saying that Sam wanted to rush the wedding because he wanted to have control, to put the sea ship back in place. Apparently, there is a care plan, which is supposed to be like a sea ship. It's supposed to take its place. I don't know much about that yet. Also, that he's brainwashed her now that he's married to her, he can have her committed. Last night, I found a brand new interview with Jason Alexander that was Britney Spears' first husband. He's just basically talking about everything now and breaking into her place and his view. So I'm going to attach it.
Look, Jason, I've got to ask. Brittany's wedding, right? What happened? You know, I mean, let's just be honest here.
It's that whole I couldn't let her get married. With the conversation me and her had over the last 2 years over the phone. I spoke to her that Monday, leading up to the wedding, which was 2 days before the wedding. She didn't mention anything about getting married. Me and her had a conversation, very private.
So you spoke a couple of days before the wedding?
Yeah. So there's a conversation happening in the background that most people probably aren't aware of, or if they are, they seem to not want to believe it for some reason. But it's been taking place for since 2020, and actually, Brittany's a long-term friend of mine, so it's like me and her have had a relationship basically my whole life. But I had to go make sure that day was, for one, that the news was being reported properly and that there was actually a wedding taking place, because I wasn't sure if that was even true. And then
you wanted to see for yourself?
I wanted to see for myself because I was close enough to actually go see for myself.
Did you come here for the wedding, or were you already here?
I was here already, so it was just godsend, It wasn't like I came here for that particular reason. I was just in the area, and I found out that morning when I woke up that there was a wedding taking place, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm in Thousand Oaks. I'm going to find out for myself, because I hadn't heard back from her since Monday, and we had spoken about her reaching out through WhatsApp to give me a message so I could have a two-way conversation with her, so I wouldn't be waiting on some restricted phone call or private phone call from her. Anyways, so yeah, that's what I was there for.
Well, let me ask you this. You have to be aware of how this looks. It looks creepy. It looks scary. You're showing up at her house.
Well, maybe the optics from the point of view of the media, the way they perceived it.
I just think people in general,
it could look a little scary if you don't know the history, but
so you weren't gonna hurt her. You weren't gonna hurt Sam.
Yeah, I think that was clear in my Instagram live video. I think the whole time I was being very clear. I was there just to speak to Brittany to make sure she was okay. This is what she wanted. I wasn't there to cause harm or violence. So,
All right.
you know,
So what would you have done had you seen Britney that day?
everything would have been different. I think the media would have not had, uh, wouldn't have been able to paint the picture the way they did, you know, because there, basically no one there. I was in jail. No one could speak to me. No one was talking to Brittany. They had that whole narrative under control that I was trespassing and that, you know, I was there uninvited. And
So you think that she would have put a stop to them arresting you if she'd
I
seen
would
you?
if I would have saw her, I believe the outcome would have been different. Yeah, for sure. The security would have, you know, been given the green light that I was clear, I was okay, I wasn't a threat.
What if Sam had seen you?
You know, that would have been that would have been interesting, you know. I don't know what would have happened, but I wasn't there to, you know, I was there to have a conversation. That was
Would
it.
you have had a conversation with Sam?
I would love to. Like, I mean,
She looks happy though, you know? I mean, do you feel like she looks happy or
no, I don't.
you don't think she looks happy?
I don't. I think it's all for a show, you know, for sure. It's all a Hollywood script, you know, the whole thing. It's not real. You know, the whole thing's a show.
Do you want to see her perform again?
I want to see her happy. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Just happy. You know, making her own decisions, feeling like she has the freedom to choose what she does with her time and who she hangs out with, that sort of thing. I just don't feel like she has that right now.
So last time you spoke to her was a couple of days before the wedding? She called you?
She called me
How long did that conversation last?
30 minutes, an hour, maybe 30 minutes.
Did you guys talk about it?
It was interesting. We talked about a few things. They talked about the people that she hangs out with. They called themselves her friends. That I was making the point that are really not her friends. They're actually business associates that profit from her, and that it's kind of a conflict of interest that they portray to be her friends. The fact
Her family too?
well, the family's family. And that's what I keep saying is like, you know what? Look, we all make mistakes, right? And family's family. So forgiveness is something we have to learn how to do in our heart. Not to say anything, you know, that no one made mistakes, but at the end of the day, family's family, and then people that aren't family, they're just profiting. That's a whole nother story, you know. But that's where we're at now. We don't have any family, friends, or anybody around.
But you have a restraining order against you right now, right?
It's a temporary restraining order that's not signed by Brittany. You know, it's a district attorney type thing. It's just kind of like a.
But they're looking out for her safety, so they're concerned.
They're looking out for their safety.
Got it.
You know, that's what they're worried about is me exposing something else. You know, so like they got to keep me away. But
And you're staying away?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
all laws abided. You know, like, I'm a law-abiding citizen.
Yeah.
It's like the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
But that's the story, man. So
All right. Listen, good luck, and hopefully you can clear this stuff and kind of get back on your feet and whatever you got to do.
appreciate it. Yeah, thank you.
All right. Take care.
All right,
Bye.
bro.
I went looking for Perez Hilton's TikTok, and it seems to be down. And a lot of other people have said it was down. That's right now of this recording. So other people were saying about this other person that they've also mentioned something about Britney is in Mexico and she is not doing too good. So I looked this person up on Instagram. They are a popular celebrity gossip. This is the account that I was talking about on Instagram, and they did a Q&A last night, and this is what they said about Britney. Pause to read. Pause to read. And one more pause to read. Like I said, I don't really know this person. So I'm gonna have to, where's my microwave? Take this with a grain of salt, just like the rest of us. Maybe like Prez is trying to do this for clout. Maybe this person's trying to do this for clout. That's all this is. I just wanted to talk a little bit about Britney Spears being on lithium. It has been reported that she has been. It's also been told that she has pains and stuff now, and she hurts. This is another reason why I think she may be bipolar. It's possible she could be schizophrenic. But when they said that she had dementia, there's no way. But lithium can also be used for dementia patients. I'm going to attach stuff that I found on lithium just so everybody can see how strong this drug is. And it's usually only given to people if they necessarily have to. Bands have been writing songs about lithium, like Evanescence, Nirvana, and I'm sure countless more. I can say that lithium is a very, very, very hard drug to be on. I was on it, and there are certain things that my body can never recover from lithium. It has permanently damaged my liver, and I have to go every so often to have my thyroid done because there is now a growth to make sure that it's not cancerous. My final theory of the day, it could be she could be laying low.